I love Jana's smile. Jana's laughing like up a storm over here.
Hi
everybody!
How's it going?
How are you today?
So I hope you guys enjoyed that new intro we're trying tonight. So what's cool is everyone is that I found out. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jean-Luc.
And we're the
He
Wellness
never
Warriors.
introduces himself anymore on
You
Sundays.
next time you should just start it off and say it, because I forget every week. You might as well introduce us. So I'm going to go back to the right sound. So we're going to go back to that sound. So we started with an intro tonight, and I actually learned something new on YouTube this week, that I actually can go into our live streams and cut out that beginning that I just messed up. I can actually go in and cut that out after the fact.
You'll never know it was there.
You'll never know I messed up after. Like when you watch this again, it's like almost nothing happened except I'm talking about it right now. So it's a new. I'm learning new things every week, trying to make this a little better. So we'll keep improving the intro, and we'll get it right at one point. So good night, good evening, everyone.
We're all about flubs. That's the fun thing about this. You know what? We don't believe in perfection in our journey. We don't believe in perfection anywhere in that sense, because guess what? When you have that mentality of everything has to be perfect, nothing ever ends up being perfect. So if you could just enjoy the things that happen and actually just learn from them, that's all that matters, you know? And it was fun. It was actually kind of funny. It was entertaining to see you go, okay, wait a minute, I got to figure this out. So hopefully you guys had a great week this week. I know we were pretty proud about our week this week. So
yeah, it was a good week, and like we tracked every day. We actually stuck to our points every day. We had blue dots for 5 days. We tracked even Saturday. We tracked. Sorry, so people are saying, are people having issues with sound right now? Because
what are those?
No, everybody's saying okay. So we tracked every day. Even yesterday on Saturday, we tracked our points. We were able to stay within our weeklies, and today we're still on track to keep within. So we're actually gonna finish the week without using too many points.
I showed my tracker this morning. I used 71 points yesterday, but that was my regular 27 points for the day plus all of my weeklies. So I did not go over. And we were up till 1 a.m. last night. We were up late, which is very, very rare for us.
Yeah, we're very late.
But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, so celebrations.
Yes.
We want to start those tonight.
Let's get some celebrations out there.
On Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Please start sharing your celebrations. We love sharing them. So for us, the non-scale victory is this week. And I want to hear non-scale victories tonight, too, guys. Not just scale, everything.
Everything. But we want to hear that every single week. Always remember that. Don't think it's got to be scale victories only. We want to hear about what you guys are doing, how you guys are feeling. Like that's so important as this journey goes on.
So for us, I had a scale victory myself. I went down 3.3. And I still don't know how it happened. I'm 0.6 pounds back from lifetime, back to my goal weight. So I could possibly get it next week if I keep going, the way I'm going, because we're staying on track.
And I went up 2 pounds this week, and we don't understand, and you know what? I'm not even trying to understand it. I'm happy with what I did this week. This is the first week in a long time where I am very pleased with how I tracked. I'm very pleased with, not only that I tracked, but that I enjoyed doing it, and I still want to keep doing it. That's what I've enjoyed. That's what I loved about it this week. I thought it was going to be like, by the mid-Wednesday that I wouldn't want to do it anymore. But the polls that we've been posting in the group have really helped me, because it's just allowed me to go, double places. I see it on Facebook and I see all of you doing it. So then it's like, great, I have to go put it in my tracker, but a lot of times we promise ourselves, before it goes even in our mouth, it has to go in the tracker.
So you want to do so Kim's down 3 pounds. That's amazing, Kim. I know you were struggling in the last few weeks. So that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Scott, 3 pounds.
It's your toast rule. It's your toast rule, Kim. She told us she created herself a rule that she's only allowed to have toast once a day, which is awesome.
It's a good guideline.
Guideline. I love that.
Scott said he's 6 pounds away from goal. 3.8 for Nisha. Heavier weights from training for Rosie. I remember you saying that this week, Rosie. That's awesome. 40-pound milestone for Anne. Carol down 7.1. So down 0.7. She's 1 week to lifetime. 1 week to lifetime.
1 week.
And we interviewed her yesterday.
Yes, we did. She's on Have You Met?
Ajax is back. Ajax. Sue's from Ajax is back on track.
Deborah here finally got 10,000 steps for the first time since snow. That's awesome,
Julie
Deborah.
lost 5 pounds here on YouTube. 2.2 for Elaine, 2 for Monique.
Becky over here said she ate cake 3 days in a row for her birthday, not worried and don't have any regrets. exercising, eating my fruit, vegetables, drinking my water, and getting
Oh, that's awesome.
Getting to bed on
Mary
time.
stayed the same, and her husband's doing much better. She said that. That's a major
so
non-scale victory
that.
one. That's an awesome non-scale victory.
That's
right
awesome.
there.
I know someone mentioned earlier that they struggled a little bit this week with the whole the pink shirt day. You know, we're going to talk about that in just a bit as well. So we completely understand. For those of you who have been bullied, or for those of you who have children that are being bullied, it's really important that we stop the bullying, because, you know, we're better people than that. So
thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your celebrations. Please keep sharing them in chat, because I love everyone's support as well. Like, as I'm reading your non-scale victories and your scale victories, everyone else is so proud of you guys and saying how great and happy they are. And so that's amazing.
Jerry Hoop here, she stayed the same 3 weeks in a row, but she's got 7 blue dots this week.
Guess what we reached tonight again?
Woohoo! We're at 100 in Zoom.
Our Zoom room is full. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube right now,
and you're trying to get in,
the room is full.
The room is full at this point in time.
Yes.
So
keep trying. Someone might leave. Yeah. So, but yeah, this was a great week, and we won't lie, guys. You guys made this.
No. It started with Arlene. It started with Arlene when Arlene said last week, you guys are still tracking. I love the fact that we were still tracking, but we were mindful tracking and not paper tracking. And it's true. You can still be mindful tracking. We said it in through all the workshops this week, last week, I should say. They were talking about the whole idea of when the tracking workshop, they were saying 74% of the time, people who are successful are tracking about 74% of the time. That's not 100%. So we were doing that 74% of the time we would be tracking. But now that we were tracking 100% of the time, it made me feel so much more in control.
Yeah. And we were able to, and what was fun is then when Janice said to make it fun, then we're like, okay, we need to do a tracking challenge. But I'll be honest, guys, running tracking challenges the way we used to was not fun for me. It was a lot of work trying to, post here, post there. So this week I was like, how can I make a tracking challenge fun? So that's why we've done it just in our Facebook group. Now, every morning, it takes me 1 minute to log on to post the poll that we've been doing. Every day I try to think of new ideas of adding different things.
If you guys have any ideas of what we can add to that poll, please send us private messages with them. Let us know. Give us some ideas of what you want to see on the poll, just so that way we can share that with everybody.
Because what are we doing?
Because guess what, everybody? March is tomorrow, and we are going to be calling the month of March is March on Track.
We are going to be doing the tracking challenge
31 days.
31 days. And we were going to ask all of you to join us in the tracking challenge.
But we are doing it 1 week at a time.
Yes. So we're going to start this week.
We're doing our best to make the 31 days.
We're going to make the best that we can do it. And every day we're going to put a new poll. We're going to share our trackers like we've been doing. We're actually going to start sharing possibly pictures of our meals at the same time. So we'll do like a little recap at the end of the day for the month of March, just to show and just so that we can stay accountable, because we actually had a realization this week. When COVID all started in March of 2020, Jean-Luc and I sat down and said, what would happen if everything opened up in July and we didn't reach our goal and we didn't wasted all this time when we actually had time to focus on ourselves? How mad would we get ourselves? Yeah. And we just realized this week, if we're not concentrating right now and doing the best we can while we're locked down and we have so less parties and people and temptation, we might as well take the time now to focus as hard as we can, because that moment where more indulgences are coming up will happen. We will be driving to Subway soon, or Windsor. Starbucks is going to come back. Our rules for Starbucks to come back. We know this is coming. So why not plan now to be as strict as we can, or be on plan as much as we can.
Be accountable.
Yeah, be accountable so that we can, beat that. Maybe use this month to just jumpstart us to something better for the rest of the summer.
I completely agree. And it's almost so funny that it's happened now in March. Once again, that was our realization last March when COVID hit, where we were like, okay, we got to make sure that we're, isn't it weird that the cycle is repeating itself all over again? Yeah. We never thought we would be at home for a year, as of March 13th.
Another announcement, next on March 13th, our group, we will actually be having a COVID-versary.
A COVID-versary on March 13th. On Saturday, March 13th.
So our group, Saturday, March 13th, in our group, we'll do a dance party just in our group, just like we've done in the past, but we'll have it on Zoom and our group only. And you can join us. We'll just celebrate 1 year being
we might even just reminisce about the year, reminisce about COVID.
Well, we talked about it before the show. We wanted to bring up something tonight, because as the world is getting vaccinated, and as people start to things start to reopen up, we're going to lose some of this closeness we have right now.
Well, what we come to realize is we've all met because of
the virtual
world. None of us would know each other as well as we do because we see each other regularly, almost daily, if you really think about it.
And
different workshops.
But when things reopen up, you might be on vacation the weekend. You might go away to visit your family. You might not be logging into as many workshops or coming on Sundays as much as you were used to. We get busy when the world reopens. Take the time right now to really connect with everyone. Solidify those friendships. Appreciate the time that we all have together right now, because when things reopen up, I can guarantee you it'll be pretty massive that we'll all want to be out there.
We're all going to want that physical contact. And physical contact. I'm tired of talking to him. I told you guys that already. Someone actually told us at one point, they're like, wow, no, it was our friends yesterday. They're like, you guys really like each other, right? Because, and I'm like, yeah, we do. We really do. We do enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. So another few recaps this week. So this week was Pink Shirt Day.
It was.
I do want to touch upon Pink Shirt Day. For those of you who don't know, it's an anti-bullying day. It's for I don't know the exact story because there's more than one. Like we have a national one in Canada. There's more than one Pink Shirt Day, but it's for anti-bullying. Of any kind. And I shared my story in the Facebook group of what I went through as a kid, and then what that led to when I was an adult, and kind of what happened after I finally accepted who I was as a gay person. So if you haven't read the post, it's in the Facebook group. I'll kind of give a quick Cole's Notes version of it now. I grew up in Northern Ontario. I was bullied a lot for being I was a very, you know who I am right now. So I was still very kind of the same way when I was younger. So I was teased a lot because I was called gay and, you know, all the slur names you can think of.
But also he was a bigger kid that was flamboyant.
And I was teased about my weight.
And he was being teased for that.
So I was bullied a lot. And so, but the thing is for me, in my mind, I always felt that being gay was a bad thing, because if I was being insulted saying that that's a bad thing, then to me it meant a bad thing. And I didn't want to be a bad person. So I had to fix it. So I went through many years not liking who I was. I've shared before, I was not, I was a very dark state. I was over 300 pounds at one point by the time I got to the deepest, darkest realms of depression. My friend Sabina from university is the first person I told. The night before I told her, I was basically at my wit's end. I was basically done, and I was not going to tell her, but I just couldn't. I was so down that I had to tell someone. Within a week, my parents knew, and my sister knew, and other friends knew. It just took the one person. But the thing is, a lot of people don't understand. When you come out as gay, you kind of come out with saying that you have to accept within yourself that half the world will hate you. You basically have to come to terms with the fact that once you say this vocally, there will be people who will hate you and despise you because of who you are as a person. It's a very hard thing to come to terms with within yourself. And so that's what I was going through. I finally came out 2018. 2008, 2 years later, I lost 75 pounds. I finally was enjoying who I was. I had come out. I was good. I met him. And then we got comfy and gained all the weight. And then you know the rest of the story. So I just wanted to share that, because bullying, if you guys see it happen out there, and say something.
I think it's really important to acknowledge as well that bullying happens at all ages. It's not just what children experience at recess at school. It's people experience bullying at work. People of minorities, any type of physical disability. There's all sorts of bullying out there, and it needs to stop. It's not fair to judge or make assumptions of people because of the color of their skin or how they are just in socially. We really need to start respecting each other for our differences and realizing that we're all in this together no matter what. Myself as a child, I also was bullied. It was very different. I was also very feminine. And I was often asked, are you a boy or a girl? I was often teased about that. I was often...
You should share the one story that you always tell me, the jungle gym.
Oh yeah. Well, not the jungle gym. It was the
stairs, the ladder.
There was a park in, at a school, and it was one of those parquets where they'd have picnic tables underneath, and it was really out in a community lot. And we would take our bikes and we would climb up because it was cool to sit on top of it. And so my friend and I, we would go do that. And we did that the one time. And all of a sudden we looked down and our bikes had been moved. And that was the only way you can get down. And there was these boys who were a little older than us that were down there. And they had moved our bikes. So now we couldn't get down. They had went along to the other side, climbed up, and then started teasing us and bullying us and just like making and making fun. And as we finally got our way to get back down, the one boy decided to start peeing on us. And it was a very traumatizing moment. Like it was such a, I didn't even know what I was thinking. Like I didn't even understand what was going on at that time. And to me, I thought that was what kids did to each other and did not even realize that that was bullying.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that children still experience this today. Yeah. So
and adults everywhere do. It's sad, and that's why we foster our group to be positive. That's why when we see people start arguing about things, it's okay to have differences of opinions. It's okay. We can't all agree. There's no way we'll all ever agree on every single thing, but all of us want all of us to be successful and healthy. And so that's the common ground. And that's what we're trying to foster within this group, within all of us. It's just, we're trying to help each other. Yes, I might eat, Splenda, and you might hate Splenda, but that's okay. I choose Splenda, you don't. That's okay. We're still friends and we still want to be healthy together, right? It doesn't matter what we eat or what we don't eat. I'm trying xylitol real soon. I promise. It's in the cupboard, but I have a lot of Splenda to go through first. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's a kind of a sad story to share, but we wanted to be honest about, our experiences. We feel that, it needs to be told. If you ever see someone be bullied, if you can stand up and help them, do it. It's just, and even if you hear someone say comment and you think, oh, that could be insulting to someone. If you think it could be insulting, it is insulting. So say something. That's the thing. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. It's not. It's even not for us. Easy to do. Even for us, it's not like easy to do. There's sometimes where we even question ourselves. Things we say. When we say things and, we're like, oh, wait a minute here. Should I have said that? Yeah. So, it's taking that moment, as we've always said, to pause before you say something. Yeah. To reflect on what you're going to say before you say it. Yeah. Never reply to someone angry. Yeah. Never. It's hard, but don't go replying to someone angry, because that's when you end up doing things that you regret eventually. So on a more happier note, we visited 2 peer group workshops this week on Thursday and Friday, and they were so much fun. It was a lot of fun. We don't do peer group often because we don't get invited to them as much as other workshops. Actually, we don't get invited much in Canada that much anymore. We're doing a lot of US locations right now. We won't lie, because we're getting a lot of invites from the States. So which is fine. We're completely fine. Canada knows us. They know us already. They come here to see us. Yeah. They come here to see us every Sunday. So we went to the Millennials workshop with Lisa and Megan on Thursday, and Jean-Luc got a recipe for... Oh my goodness, they talked about skinny girls cauliflower gnocchi. So I will be looking for that recipe and making some skinny girl cauliflower gnocchi because I love gnocchi. Yeah. And if I don't make it, it's just, it's going to be made. I will be making it because I just thought it was such a cool thing to make with cauliflower. Why not? Can you make chocolate cake with cauliflower yet? Has anybody found that recipe? Or ice cream? Ice cream, cauliflower ice cream. So, and then on Friday, we actually went to the couples peer group and with Sergio and Paula. And what was cool is that we thought couples meant married couples, but it's actually just accountability partners. Right. But what was really funny to me is I was like, everyone's alone. Like in my mind, like, you know what I mean? You're thinking couple, 2 people, same room, they're going to be on the same. And hun, it says, like Barb and Bob, but then they had Barb. You knew who were accountability people. They all changed their names. They had each of their names in as their username, so you could tell who worked together. And it was such a cool He asked workshop. Us a question that night, which we want to talk about, and he asked us, "How was it being a couple doing this?" And we kind of went into a deep conversation that we never actually divulged even here. How like what happened with us when the first 6 years on WW, the first 8 years when we were together, we both wanted to lose weight every single year. Every January we would start doing a diet. At first few years it was like South Beach, Atkins. That's where we first started cutting out carbs, and eventually we started doing fasts and detox detoxes and things that were really drastic, and none of it was working. So that's when we walked
had
in.
South Beach for a while.
Yeah, and that's why we walked into WW. That's why like Jean-Luc convinced me to walk in there, because it was a different way of doing it. And so when we walked in, though, we kept the same mentality of what we had learned before when we started doing WW. We kept doing the diet mentality. We kept going. We're coming in, we're cutting this out. We're going to do this. We're going to eliminate this foods and do this and do that and change who we are as people. And we did that for 6 years. What happened every year, well, usually when we would do this program, was I would start losing weight, 30, and we would be pretty consistent. Then I would get stuck at 30. I was trying not to sneeze. I would get stuck at 30. Gotta be clean. Just blow your nose. Yeah. I would get stuck at 30, but he would keep losing, because Jean-Luc can lose weight without exercise. He can actually moderate his weight with just food. So I would start stopping losing weight.
Not so much anymore.
Not anymore, but back then. So what would happen is I would then give up, because it wouldn't work for me. And then when I would give up, he would give up, and then we'd gain all our weight back. So every year we would do the same pattern. We would join together. I'd lose 30. He would lose 40 the second year. We'd gain it all back. The third year, I would join again. I'd lose 30. He'd lose 50. We'd gain it all back. Every year, the same thing happened. And he would keep losing more, and I would not. And so it would I kept getting discouraged. 2017, when we had our health scare, when we actually went to the doctors and got our health diagnosis, I turned to him that day and that year, and I said, I've said it before, do you want me to die? Do you want me not to be here anymore? Because what we're doing is not sustainable. We can't keep doing this. We're not fixing the problem, and I need help. I need you to do specific things for me. And that's where.
And it wasn't until we had that actual conversation. And I think that's what Nick is trying to lead to, is the fact that conversation is crucial. And again, it's not even that conversation with that other person that you're doing this with, but it's that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to sit down and have that deep down conversation and say, okay, what am I doing and why am I doing this? What is leading me to bring me down this road, or where have I come? And reaching out to talk to others and getting the support you need when you need it. It's so important. It's absolutely important. It's crucial on this journey to find that support, to find that either one person, that 2 people, the 12 people, the multiple people that we have in our group.
But it's also speaking to who you're doing this with. If you're doing this with your partner, or you're doing this with your family, and you have to have these conversations sometimes. You have to be honest about what you need to be successful. These are not easy conversations. No, they're not. But in the end, for us, it turned out to be a benefit to have that uncomfortable discussion for a few weeks led to where we're at today. Yeah. So sometimes being uncomfortable and the uncomfortable leads to greatness.
Yeah.
So think of that. Just think about that. Think about what you need to do, and just make sure you just talk about it. Make sure you're open about what you need.
Exactly. So on Saturday we did a bunch of workshops Saturday morning, and we worked out. It was so funny. We did workshop. Meet with Antonetta.
Yeah. Interviewed Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
And Carol's going to be on Have You Met?
Yes.
If none of you knew that already, but super excited about that. It was awesome yesterday. And then we decided to have a Zoom chat with my friend Pamela, and our friend Renee. We found out, unfortunately, that our friend Renee lost one of her dogs out of the blue. Like, it was not expected during COVID. And she told us the story yesterday. Yeah. It was heart-wrenching.
But we were up with them till midnight.
We got on, we opened our Zoom room with them at 7 p.m. and we talked with them till midnight, and we hadn't spoken in that long. And you know what? I love when you have those friends that you can go months and months and months without
restart to where you were.
But as soon as you're in the same room with that person, it's like,
because we literally said, we're like, last time we spoke to you, this is what had just happened.
This is what.
She's like, okay, since then, this has happened. Yeah. She like listed out, since the last time, all this happened. So, and us too, we were able to fill them in on what's happening with us.
And it's always fun to do that. And it's fun to know that when you have that type of friend that knows that life gets busy and life gets in the way, and you don't always have those, you don't get to see each other as often. But what we're liking about this now is this whole Zoom era type FaceTime. I'm never calling anybody on the phone again. I'm sorry.
Calls.
If I don't see your face, I don't hear your voice. That's how I'm doing it.
Literally, I'm at the grocery store with a mask. He can't hear me.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible. And they've created, like, there's a lot of places are now enforcing masks all day at work, and I'm an interpreter. And even though I don't read lips, facial expressions are huge in this world. So you have this gone on someone's face, and it is very hard to decipher anger, happiness, and you have to decipher it just by tone. And so it does become a challenge. So think about that when you're out there in the public with people with disabilities or anything like that. Like, that's huge in the world today. It's very, very, very something to keep on the forefront of our daily activities, I should say.
So one of the things that so this week's topic at WWE was the non-scale victories. We touched upon that a lot last week. So we were actually not going to recap it as much this week. You guys
unless you guys have some new ones that you want to share, please do feel free to raise your hands if anybody wants to chat right now too.
But we were going to talk about more so about tracking again and goals. Even though tracking was 2 weeks ago, because we brought it back into our lives this week for us.
We're being selfish.
We're like we said, we're going to launch the March on Track challenge, and we are noticing that your tracker is exactly like the scale. It's a tool. Your recipes are a tool. Your mind is a tool. Your body is a tool.
You just have to learn how
to use them, just like a hammer. And so tracking is the same thing. Maybe you have to hold your tracker in a certain way or track a certain way, but you have to find the way to make it fun so that you'll do it. And I'll be honest, doing the tracking challenge this week has made it fun for us.
Yeah.
Has made it change for us, because having you guys join in the fun, and I won't lie, when I see people, like, one of the things, I won't lie, my favorite checkboxes are the ones I say, I shared a comment in below about this, or I shared a picture of my snacks. So today I had Paula's snack. I saw everybody's snacks show up. I'm like, I love seeing people's like answer, and just love seeing the checkboxes. I'm a list person. I like to, checkbox lists. So we've tracked sleep for the first time this week. We've tracked our water for the first time, just because I had to put a checkbox in the group and show that I actually did it. So if you are a person like us who has found tracking to be a challenge, join our group, come and join the March Tracking Challenge. There's no mandatory steps. You're just clicking a box of saying you're doing it, and it's just fun to do it all together. So that's the one thing I want to talk about in terms of tracking being a tool. Mm-hmm. And you want to talk about this?
Yeah, someone mentioned something. Someone mentioned something earlier at a workshop today, and it was really, really, I like the words they used. They didn't say, oh, we need to be nice to ourselves or this. They said we need to be gentle. I love that word. We need to be gentle with ourselves. We are sometimes the meanest people we can possibly be to ourselves. Yeah. And just thinking about how when there's some really weird noises going on behind, like I could hear saws next door, I think. No,
he's hearing.
I'm hearing things. That's so weird. He's hearing things. So, the whole idea of being gentle to yourself is like
he's hearing things.
is remembering that. How do you talk to a child when a child is learning how to walk? Do you say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just fell down"? You don't say that to a kid, right? You get so excited for them when they just stand up for the first time holding on to something. You're like, oh my God, look at what you did. Oh my God, you're amazing.
Next time someone tracks for the first time and they tell me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you did it for the first time. That's so amazing.
But it's so
that's what we need to do. We need to celebrate all of those pieces that we're doing. We can't look at what we're trying and saying, because I fell, that I'm done, or that I quit, or that I'm a failure. It's just another step along the way to learn. If we all stopped when we were learning to walk and didn't do anything else, we would still be sitting on our butts crying and not being able to do anything. We fought and we worked to learn all the skills we have today. And so this journey is another skill you're trying to learn. And so it takes time. It's not, you're gonna not learn it overnight. You didn't go to school and learn everything you know now in 1 year. It took you many years to get there. This journey is very similar.
And there's no such thing as knowing everything. I think we need to realize that in our brains as human beings, we will never be the knower of all. There's no such thing.
And what you learned 10 years ago might not be valid anymore, because 10 years ago, how are your iPhones?
This was not a phone 10 years ago.
If we didn't innovate and try to learn new things, we would still have our old technology. But we keep improving. That's what your journey is about. Things will change along your way. Your body will change. Your age will change. things will happen. Your environment will change. Your life lessons, what you're going through your life will change.
Your perception on things will change too. You learn different things and we all evolve. And I think sometimes it's great to create these routine and patterns, but we have to also make sure that these routine and patterns come with us and change with us as we're doing that change as well.
And one of the amazing things that happened in a workshop today is when we were in the San Jose workshop, the last workshop we did today, one of the members there, we told them about, making things fun. And we were talking about how we made tracking fun for us this week. And she's like, oh my God, you guys just gave me a full light bulb in my head. I go for walks all the time. But as a kid, I used to do penny walks.
And we're like, penny walks?
Penny walks. She's like, well, you walk to a street and you flip a coin. And if it lands on heads, you go right. And if it lands on tails, you go left. And so now she's going to incorporate that thing to her walk to make it kind of an exciting
thing. Make it
fun.
fun. She won't know where she's going.
She'll just do a random walk.
And we love that idea. We were like, wow, what a cool idea to make your walking fun, to add a different dynamic to what you're already doing. So apply that now to other aspects of your journey. Yeah. Maybe do a penny of thoughts. So you have to flip a coin and you have to give yourself 2 positive affirmations.
Or one side is I have to do 5 squats. The other side is 5 lunges.
Yeah.
And you flip it and then that's the one you do. And you do that maybe twice a day. And that's your game to get yourself to do a bit of more activity.
And another thing that was really cool, and we forgot to mention this at the same workshop, and it was actually the workshop in California. There was one of the members that said, I'm doing everything I can. I do activity. I do this, I do that. I'm good with my food, but I'm gaining, but I'm not giving up. And it's like, I don't get it. And we don't understand the science of the body. There's a lot of things that could be there. But at the end of the workshop, she asked us to set her goal for her.
Yeah.
She's like, you guys are awesome and I love it. You tell me what you want my goal to be this week and I'm doing it. And we were like, okay. So now we don't even know this person and we had to she wanted a goal. And so we asked her some questions and
we basically, based on all the questions we asked, we told her, take the stairs.
Take the stairs.
Add stairs to your routine. Right now, she said that she lives on a specific floor. So we're like, take the second floor. Take 1 or 2 flights once a day and just do that to add on to your current activity. That's just one thing to add. And so she said she's going to try.
So it was such a cool thing that someone wanted us to provide them with a goal. So maybe you need to ask your accountability buddy to set a goal for you, because sometimes we set goals for us.
Maybe tomorrow Rosie should message Kim and be like, hey Kim, what am I supposed to do today? Give me my challenge.
I love that.
Challenge each other. Do that.
I love that. I think that's a great idea because it
doesn't be activity related. It could be mindset too.
What that does is it allows you not to set something that it makes you to see how far you can go without actually knowing what it's going to be, what the result is going to be. You know what I mean? It's actually not good. It's going to let you challenge yourself. And that's what we need to do sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to use that word plateau because I'm going to use it at that.
But we let ourselves stay there sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we hear, like it's not often we'll say, I'm doing the same thing all the time. And I was losing, now I'm not anymore. Sometimes it means your body needs a change or a remodel.
Monique says she needs a buddy. Monique, post it in the group. I'm sure you say, hey, I need an accountability buddy. I'm sure someone will
stand up and say yes.
I will be your accountability. Anybody in our group, please reach out to someone in the group or put a public post and someone will most likely say, yes, I will be your buddy.
So Ellen has her hand up. So
she's had it up for a while.
I know, but I wanted to get through at least this.
And definitely.
So let me mute her.
I like how she has a fireplace behind her with us now. Like although she looks like she's burning. You're
getting the fire. You're on fire.
Girl is on fire.
Coming out of my head. I just wanted to share a story about the scale. We say over and over how the scale is not our only form of measure. And, I weighed myself at home yesterday before I went to my workshop. And then I had to take my dog out before I went so that he could do his business. And then I guess from walking around, it made me have to do my business. And I went to the workshop and I actually weighed 2 pounds less than what I weighed in the house before I left. So, there's so many different things that can affect the scale. increased activity, increased, eating, decreased eating, sickness, medication, so it took me a long time, but I have finally gotten to the point where I really do believe the scale is just data. And I think once somebody can get to that point, I know for me, it like takes so much pressure off. It's like I can just work the program and have trust and faith that it's going to work. That's all I wanted to share.
We feel very similar to that, Ellen. Like we've spoken candidly about the fact that we used to be scale obsessed. It drove every mood, decision, everything we did. If we weighed in both, if we both weighed in on a Saturday back in the day, we both lost weight, it would be great. We would stay on track, it would be great. If one of us didn't, the other one would be able sometimes to get the other one out of the funk. If both of us gained, it was over. It was like eating whatever we wanted.
But it's funny though, because Saturday was our cheat day. So even when we lost weight and we celebrated with food.
Yeah.
And then if we gained weight, we celebrated with food.
Well, no, we drowned our sorrows.
But we drowned our sorrows with food. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's
there
funny
is one
how...
other thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Please. No, go ahead. I'd love to.
I've been going to these Pound Fit classes. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. There's a website, it's poundfit.com, and they have a whole bunch of coaches. And because of the way things are, they have virtual classes. A lot of them are free. You have to search out each individual coach. And some of them, they say they do work on donations if you would like to donate, but they are free. You can send them money through PayPal and Venmo and all that other good stuff. But they are free. And I know there's this one coach that I've been going to on Thursday evenings at 6:30 Eastern, and she's great. And there's a couple that I go to with Laura from Tampa. And we go on Sunday mornings, and it's a couple that does it, and they're wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
and they're totally free, and it's great.
I'm not going crazy. Nick hears the noises too.
I heard the noise.
Thank you. I'm not going crazy.
And I love that, Ellen, especially for people who are trying to do stuff that's affordable. So it's good that you can just do it and give donations. That's a good thing to do. So I love it. And I'm glad that people find these new activities, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I love how people are developing new things all the time. Thank you so much for sharing our Lady on Fire.
Lady on
fire. This lady's on fire.
So now we're going to have Melanie join us. So we talked shortly with Melanie before we went live. So now we'll actually finish the conversation. Hi, Mel.
Hey, guys. Okay, so before I talk about what we talked about earlier, I just wanted to talk.
You need to show your t-shirt.
Yeah, show your t-shirt.
You need to show your t-shirt. Look at this t-shirt, everybody. For those Apple Watch people, you'll get it. I'm just here to close my rings. Love it. Love it.
And you can have one too. It's on, I ordered it on Etsy.
On Etsy.
Etsy. You guys have heard of Etsy, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this came up in my workshop yesterday morning, and it was just a thought that I had, and this is where I've kind of come to in my life, in my circle of my my 27 years with WW, about the whole scale thing. And it was kind of a question I put out there to the workshop yesterday. And I said, if you had the choice to look and feel the way you wanted to look and feel, or see a number on the scale that was, and I'm just going to throw out a number there, that's, let's say, 30 pounds higher than you were now, what would you rather do? Would you rather see that number, or would you rather look and feel the way that you want to look and feel? And it got people thinking about, a number is just a number. It's more important for me personally to look and feel good about myself and feel good about the way I look than any number on the scale, no matter what that number is. So it just puts things really into perspective.
I agree 100%. And that's why we've been saying how, like, even for me, the realization to switch my goal weight, like, to me, that was a big hard thing. Like, I didn't do it. I held off for a long time because I was like stubborn. I'm
gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. And then I realized, he made me realize, like, why are you fighting for a number that I literally look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I look good today, and I'm not at that weight. So why am I fighting to get to a number that doesn't matter? I'm happy.
And
like
then
that.
When you get to that number, what does that tell? What does that do for you? It's just, it does nothing.
It doesn't make you a better person.
Does it make you feel better inside? Does it make you feel Does it make you healthier? Does it make you look and feel good about yourself? Like, it's a number, and there's nothing else after it. So that's why setting goals that are so not numerically involved is
and
so.
I want to touch in chat. Sarah's in chat, and I know Sarah's been having a hard time with last. That's the thing, Sarah. I think what we're trying to say is, yes, you're saying you're frustrated because you're trying to, but maybe you need to re-examine that goal weight.
Right.
That's what we're trying to say. WW says this is your goal weight, but you can change your goal weight. We've talked about this before. I had to change mine. My goal weight originally was 164 pounds because based on my height, sex, and age, my BMI says I start being overweight at over 164 pounds. My top range for my BMI is 164. And so I was trying and fighting to get there for the longest time. And then I realized that getting to that number means nothing. And I actually went to my doctor, asked them, can I get a note to say that 170 is my ideal weight? And she said yes, and signed that note. And I brought a W and changed my goal weight.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make sure that if you're out there and you're fighting for a weight that's just impossible to get to, and you're killing yourself just for a number, but you feel amazing, maybe go see your doctor. Talk to them about what you're going through.
I will say this, before you even go see your doctor, you need to have that conversation with yourself and not treat yourself that you're a failure because you need to go do that. Right. That's not failure. No. I think a lot of times we struggle with that whole process of saying, oh, I need to go tell my doctors, I need to go see the doctor. And now I'm not going to reach that goal that who says you need to be there.
Exactly. You know, according to the BMI, I'm a little bit overweight right now. In the past year, I've dropped 2 or 3 clothing sizes. I'm probably the smallest I've been since I got married 28 years ago. Yet, according to the BMI, I'm overweight.
Exactly.
Like, I'm healthy. I'm, every single blood work test that I just had, like a whole slew of like 50 tests, my fasting insulin, my fasting glucose, everything is perfectly normal. Yet, according to the BMI, I'm overweight. Like, I don't get it. Like, that number is just so crazy.
There is something called the new SMART BMI. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of it. It has been adjusted. A gentleman at a workshop told us about it, and it is not the same as it used to be. So look for the SMART BMI.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because we said the same thing at a workshop, and a gentleman said, no, it's been changed, and we were like, oh, really? So we went in, and we were at now we were at normal. We were at a good weight range for our height and everything. So look for the SMART BMI the new SMART BMI calculator, and see if it's still the same for you.
It's just remember, guys, you want to be able to do this forever. If what you're trying to do right now to get to your goal weight is killing you, and you're so unhappy because it's just you're trying to get that number, but when your clothes fit, the sizes you're in, the activities you can do, the life you're living is ideal to what you want to do. Why are you fighting for a number? Maybe it's time to really talk to yourself about what that number means to you. Maybe you need to make a change and decide, maybe I don't need that number. Maybe I just need a number that's a little higher, so I'm closer to that number. And what's great about WW is that if you get to that goal, you can go lower. I can still strive for that 164. Doesn't mean I can't keep going. I can still try to get that 164. But at least you're no longer having that whole mentality of, oh my God, I'm paying right now and I want to get to that number and I can't do it. It removes that extra stress from your mind. And when the stress is gone, it ends up happening a lot quicker. And that's one of the things that we talk about a lot. Stressing about that number sometimes slows your weight loss down.
I was just going to say that from a scientific, from a physical point of view, from my nutrition background, when you're stressed, whether it be about weight, whether it be about anything else in life, your cortisol levels are so out of whack, and cortisol affects weight loss and causes you to gain weight because it affects the leptin, like the different hormones that cause you to be full and that cause you to be hungry, and you can't lose weight. So the stress of actually trying to get to a weight is actually stopping you from losing weight. It's like a vicious circle.
And we know for a fact there was a member who came to see us. Her name was Eileen. I think her name was Eileen. She comes once in a while to our live chat, and she came at one point, and I had to discuss my story of changing my goal weight, and she did it, and she said it was the most amazing thing for her because she finally got to, because she said she was happy where she was, but she was still fighting for that number. And when we told her that number is just a number and she's changed that, she was so happy. She finally, the following week when we saw her, she was so elated and happy that she didn't have to fight for that number anymore. Thanks so much, Mel, for bringing that up. It's so true. Like, it's so true.
It's definitely true. Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah.
Oh, your quotes.
Your quotes.
Right. Sorry, my quotes. Okay, so the first quote was, keep trying. There's no such thing as failure. The only failure is if you stop trying. So that was one. That was amazing. And the other one is, you can't control the scale, but you can control the actions you take to change the scale.
Love it.
Yeah, which is I love. And those quotes are actually not from me. They come from, her name is Lizzie Sigri, and she is Mindy Grossman's daughter, who's the CEO or the VP, whatever. No, the president, whatever, of WW.
So those people.
What are those people? And you talk about the tracking challenge for 31 days. If you put it into perspective as you only have to track for 1 day at a time, 31 times. You only have to track 1 day. Just track 1 day and then just do it 31 times.
Love it.
And you're done.
Thank you so much, Mel.
Thanks, Mel. So next we're going to go to Scott.
Good evening, Scott.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Sorry about the light.
That's okay.
No worries. You have light in your house.
No, it's my outside. My light
it's
from my.
Sunny there. It's dark
sunny,
here now.
It's very sunny in my house right now, but my screen is down, so it's still bright. But anyways, you guys got me started on something, and I thought it was great. But one thing I do want to say real quick to everyone out there too. Yes, I went to my doctor, and when I went to my doctor, I asked him. I said, "What would he want me at?" And he said he wants me under 200. I said, "Okay." So he said, "I'd like to see you around maybe 195." I said, "Okay, I can do that." So I asked him. WW says I had to be at this amount. Is there a way you can give me a form? So he gave me a form for 195 and also 190. So I took it to WW and gave the 195 to them to start off. So they have it. I have it on my now on my app that shows me to be at 195. So you just have to go to your doctor and see what and that will please me if I get there. If I get there, I'll be very pleased with that, with my body and all that. I'll be pleased because I haven't had any problems with high blood pressure or anything like that at all. And so I've been doing very well. So the other thing I want to say that really got me started is I was thinking of doing something like this already, but it got me going is that I'm looking at my calendar and I'm going to do, I did it once before last year, or a couple years ago. I did it for, I think it was like for a couple months I did, because I was doing a challenge with a friend that was doing on Facebook, doing like a video every day, a video. So I'm going to do that for March, 31 days. I'm going to start doing a video. Either I'm going to get up early in the morning after I do my hike or walk or something. I'm going to tell the progress on what I've been doing every day. So if anybody wants to look for Scott Neal, Whittier, California, and look for the Star Wars t-shirt, that's who I am, and I will be on there, and I will be doing this thing for 31 days. So
it's awesome, Scott, and that's great, because you know what? Even Rosie and Kim doing their live videos in our group. Melanie did one this week. The videos are great, guys, because it's a way for you to kind of It's kind of like you're at.
You become your own accountability
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Have you ever looked at it that way?
Yeah, you're kind of, you just kind of say what you're feeling, and if you ever want to watch it again, you get to see. Like, it's fun for us sometimes to go back and say, oh, remember that? Remember that video?
To revisit things that you've already accomplished is a huge part of this journey. We all think that if we've done it once and we celebrated it once, we should never celebrate it again. But that's so not true. We need to celebrate the same wins over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Every single time you do the same thing again and you do it well and you're proud of yourself, tell yourself you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one else, a lot of things that we do, no one sees.
Yeah.
Right? It's all done in private. A lot of the stuff that we do, no one really
it
sees.
because you're here.
Because you're there. So sometimes you need to make yourself aware of it by making sure you're repeating it out loud by saying, wow, I'm so proud of myself for doing that today. Right?
The other thing I'm going to say real quick is that I think what it is I have a friend that went on the WW cruise with me last year, and I've been a friend of him. His name's Mark, and we've been friends for a long time from the cruise and all that. But he's asked me, he said, Scott, I haven't seen you on Facebook lately. Your videos have always motivated me on what's going on. So I said, all right, that's it. I'm going to read it back, do it again. So start these videos again.
The public wants more Scott.
So Scott, after you should share, after you go live on your page, you should share the video on the group so people can watch it afterwards too.
Oh, that's what I do. No, when I'm doing the video, and after at the end, when you save it, and you save it for either for delete it in 30 days or save it all the time. I keep it all the time. So yeah, it is on there, and I do get compliments all the time.
But what Nick is telling you to do is share it in our group. Share it in the WW Day, the Wellness Warrior Peeps. You can actually, from your page, share it into our group so people can watch it in the group as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how I do that. Okay, yeah.
Once you're done filming live and you're done, you go back to the post, you'll see a share at the bottom. If you click on share, it'll ask you to share to group, and you can find our group and say share to the group.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
Watch and follow your journey on the group as well.
Awesome. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, so that'll be perfect. Thank you.
We want to see your progress for the month of March.
Yes.
He's going to have an extra box to track.
Yeah.
I love that. Where he's going to have that part of his tracking challenges. Have I done my video today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a great goal to set.
I might do that one day. I record a video below in the comments below. Mm-hmm. I might do that as one of the check boxes.
I even thought one of the check boxes should have been,
or can be.
It's
not done yet.
Not done yet, but can be. I have a tracking tip. And like, this is my tracking
and
tip. Put it below. So people can learn from other people's tips. So this is my NSV, or this is,
we'll be doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to do that.
Sure. So we're already getting to the end of the show. So we did want to touch upon a few things that are coming up on the show. So next Saturday, we have our next Have You Met Naomi? She's here tonight again. So hi, Naomi. So we have her video coming out. It's an amazing video. We had fun. We captioned it. So we've heard it multiple times now. It's an amazing story. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. Next Sunday, she is going to be our guest co-host with us here on our Fireside Chat. So if you have more questions for her, if you have questions for both of us about different things, we'll be here to talk to you guys next Sunday on March 13th.
Yes, and then on March 13th, we are having a COVID-versary.
Yes, a COVID-versary.
A COVID-versary, meaning on March 13th, it will be exactly 1 year that Nick and I have been at home, working from home, eating at home, working out at home.
365 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've been together.
We figured out that the least amount of time that we were apart was maybe about 2 hours in all this time.
So on Saturday, we're going to open a Zoom room, the same room you're in tonight. So come join the same room. And we're also going to have a live feed in our Facebook group only. So it's going to be a dance party, chatting. We're just going to get together, just have fun that night. So
tell each other jokes.
Yeah. It won't be streamed. It won't be on YouTube. It'll just be in our group and in Zoom. So it'll be private party just for the people that for the family, for the familia, the community. We also have coming up on March 14th.
Yes.
On our Fireside Chat, March 14th, 14th, and Tanetta is coming
She's coming
back to guest host with us.
Woo-hoo!
Because on March 15th, the registration will be opening for our next virtual retreat, the Power of Three virtual retreat. On March 15th, registration opens. It's still $55 a person, just like last time. The retreat is happening March 26th, 27th, and 28th, the entire weekend, not just daytime, nighttime as well. So make sure if you're coming that you reserve the entire weekend, because
There's activities all day.
we made games.
Yep.
We had fun things to happen. We had variety hour. So we're gonna have some fun. We also have on
Yes, we also have a special fireside chat on March 21st. And on March 21st, we are going to actually have a few co-hosts with us. And there are lovely moderators for our Wellness Warrior group, which are Kim, Rosie, Patricia, and Melanie Bells. They are the lovely ladies that help us accept and approve posts from every single one of you. And we thought we'd introduce all of you to them so that way you can see these lovely faces if you haven't already met them before. And we could talk about their journeys and what they want to, what they've been going through this whole interesting year of COVID. It's going to be funny. We were talking last night with our friends, and
I had to find Patricia. I was like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Patricia's like, don't put me on there. Okay. So it was funny because our friend last night, and Nick said to our friends last night, at one point in a couple of years, we're going to be like, do you remember the COVID years?
Yeah.
Do you remember the COVID years? Like, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be one of those things that it's part of history now.
So on March 21st, the six of us will be chatting.
We'll be chatting
And
with all of you.
All of you.
Lord, help us all.
Yay. I'm so excited.
And we want to thank the four of them because
We couldn't do it without
our
them.
group used to be small and we were able to handle it. And then, it got a little bigger. And then Rosie and Kim and Melanie came on.
I don't think
And then
you can
Patricia
handle
came
this.
on. And now they handle, actually, I think almost 75% of the
They do
approvals in the
yeah.
group now, because we're never around. So they handle so much for us and we're so thankful. So we thought having a session with them so you guys can get to know them a bit more would be awesome.
Yeah.
And
we love these ladies.
And we love these ladies. And again, Power 3 retreat, March 26th, 27th, 28th. And that's basically all the dates. There's a lot of stuff coming up, guys. We have some more Have You Met coming up. We actually have lined up some interviews with Arlene.
Arlene is coming up for an interview. We also have the lovely Mary Mack.
From
For those
St.
of you
Catharines.
who know, Mary Mack is going to be a guest on Have You Met? And she will hopefully be co-hosting with us one night on a Sunday evening, which is fantastic.
And also Chris Neville from Orleans. Well, we've asked him to be interviewed for our the same thing Have You Met
series as well.
and also be a guest. So we're trying to find more people. If you have a story you want to say and you want to share your story, and does not have to mean you don't have to gotten to go weight. Anybody can share their story. It doesn't even have to be about weight loss. If you've gone through something that you feel is impactful, send us an email, www.gays@gmail.com, and tell us your story, and you might be featured on our show eventually. We find that we love doing this, guys. And we've realized we love interviewing people. Like, it's fun. Like, it's literally like...
It's really great to get other people to know about other people's stories.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's hard to share your own. So when you have somebody asking you questions, it makes it a little bit easier to feel, and you feel more comfortable.
And
we
You guys missed your calling.
We're doing it now. We're doing it now instead. And what's fun is that everybody that's interviewing with us always says, I'm so nervous. And then they finish and that was so easy. So don't be nervous. Anybody who wants to try to do it. It's very easy with us.
Excellent. And so next week we have some virtual workshops coming up. On Wednesday, we're going to be in Oshawa, Ontario.
And then Saturday, we're going to be in Canada Connect at 8 a.m. with Julia, Toronto, North Ontario with Lori and Rosie. And then we're in Brandon, Manitoba on Saturday as well.
And then on Sunday, we're in Plainview, New York, Boca Raton, Florida, Chicago, Wilson Yards, Illinois.
So that's our workshops. Our workshop schedule will be reduced for the next few weeks, just like in January, because we are preparing for the retreat. We're very busy, but we're still doing a few of them every single day. So you'll still see us every week. And we're still doing our live show every week. That doesn't change. Every Sunday, 7 p.m., we're here.
Guys, can I just interject for 1 second? Christopher Neville, who has lost, we all know, over 200 and something pounds, who's absolutely amazing, just got his own Canada Connect workshop Monday mornings, 8:30 Eastern time. And he is so inspiring and so amazing. So if you want a great workshop, pardon me?
We're surprising him tomorrow morning.
Don't tell him,
Don't tell
everyone.
him.
Oh, I will be there. Yay.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know, but we're gonna
Okay,
pop in.
I won't say anything, but I went to his first workshop last week and he's amazing. He's so awesome. So yeah, it's a great workshop if you
All
want
of you coaches and all of you
Members and friends and people who aren't on WW, all of you.
And I want to give a shout out to all the coaches and guides that come to this Fireside chat on Sundays.
It warms our
Like,
heart.
it really, it just like for you guys to come see us when you guys have been the ones that have been doing the program for so long, and for you guys to support us the way you do really means the world to us. So thank you so much to the guides, the coaches, to the members, to everybody who is on WW and who is not on WW.
Thank you, everyone.
Jean-Luc, Nick, you know what's so important though, for those of us that coach and guide? We need our own safe place where we can talk and we can say whatever we want. And we're not a coach here and we're not a guide. We are just well, not just, I know just, but we get to be a member first here.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
You're our friend Patricia. That's who you are here.
Exactly. Well, actually, when we show up at workshops,
You're still our friend Patricia
too. So I think it doesn't change. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. We will see you all next week. If you enjoyed this live show, please hit the like below. Please subscribe to our channel. Please share the videos. This is how we get more and more members.
Yeah, and you can find us on all social media, searching at the WW Gays.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. And Zena, stay tuned. We'll come talk to you in just a second.
And this, click on end stream.
I was going to try to click it without a mouse.
I got it.
I was like, I was going to touch screen, and touch screen doesn't work on a non-touch